Thank you very much, Milosh. I don't think we were trying to one-up. I think we were just trying to positively affirm being able to win their first 2 games. They want to try to keep that run going because currently NIP... although there's one other game that's gone through. There's a trade out. They should be able to pick up Arthur, but actually they're just going to try and rush their way in and keep the pressure on for now. Drive the shield up. They're already on the windows. Who cares about that player that's down? Oh, they should care. That C4 got 2 people. 3. It's Angels. Oh, it's Raps even trying to find themselves a fight, but they haven't put the pressure back. Oh, goodbye. Get off my building.
This is a strong foothold in the building. You've got a little bit of pressure in towards Piano, but that's it at the moment. And Diaz has now rotated over towards White to see if he can find someone. He would have seen the barrel, and yes, he was able to get Arthur, I believe, just before we switched off it. And now Furia found some kills, and all of a sudden...
We are getting closer and closer. They give a flirt of a fight, but 25 seconds here. Volp says the kit, he needs to try and hop his way in. He needs some support and some pressure elsewhere. They know exactly where he is, and well, they're just going to follow around on it. There goes the kit. There goes the down player. It's a 2 versus 1, though. So they're able to get Raps down, but he could be a living drone and sort of report as soon as the motions come together. A bit of team damage there, I think, unless it was off of a thorn trap. But either way, they're sprinting and trying to cover their way. Turn their back to the wrong place. 3 seconds. Gets out of there. The perfect plan employees planting behind the kid, and he just gets off.
Where they're kind of doing a little bit of everything, where they're trying to go towards the front side. You can see a player in towards red, could maybe rotate towards bakery, but they still have this pressure with the shield, trying to fight in towards white, but here comes the clash. Volp's completely neutralized, or shall I say, electrified right now, and STK. I mean, a lovely little bit of companionship there between the Clash and the Goyo.
This is it, right? This is exactly the point I was sort of making, is Ints are so reactive. The communication has been fantastic. There's now 3 players that might die on the precipice of the single player left on Brown. You can see where the kid is. The Clash is just going to try and get out of the way. The Clash is actually supportless right now, and uh-oh. This is maybe where things have sort of come to a little bit of a head here, but Legacy was...
That would already kind of maybe tilt you. There it is.
Soulless, so maybe you could have prevented stuff from below, but the fact you've been able to remove that operator, and now they've still got to try and operate with, well, 1 less body, as Angels is able to secure 1 more, and here Furia tucked in, put to bed from the pixel corner. He has at least doing their best, gets a bit of revenge, but now look at the utility dump that they've had to send there, right? They have 1 bolt left and no smoke canisters. Against an Echo.
They go for everyone can just sit and play the crossfire. I mean, Diaz has to find free, and there's almost a kind of triangle forming. There it is, the DMR, the ACOG. Good for that kill.
You can see that they're aware of the windows. Does he risk it? Surely it won't pay for a 3rd time.
Oh.
No.
Big 50-50, but Loiret is able to work out for him. Another ping, still sees he's there, but Raps not in a position where he has to leave. However, there's going to be a trade. Birds has been killed before.
They're not planting.
No, they're on and off. They don't really know where they want to go. And oh, where are you looking? Oh, Legacy! Not aware the Boxer is just sat on the staircase.
Well, now 3 versus 2. Raps, he's onto the secondary, but now he's the only one left. Not that job of droning yourself in, sneaking up white stairs, sneaking up brown. That's not how that's supposed to go. That's definitely not how that's supposed to go.
Uh-oh.
You can see that they're still a bit concerned with more of the pressure coming through, and to be fair, why they may as well be. Arthur.
Aggressive plays to try and get the kills back. Is that maybe what they're going to do now?
I mean, well, they tried something. That's an easy pickup on towards white window. It does make sense to look to see. Okay. What's going on?
I think it's done.
They just wanted Angels to have a clutch situation.
Yeah. 1v5? You hear about that time he 1v5?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh.
Who else did they bring? Now I'm blanking here.
Gabrielle Laxing, let's send it back to her casters for the second half.
On the solo YOLO fight, there's somebody on pillars that could swing out, so they have to move quite quick, and actually, they're going to find that fight first instead. There's the cover, there's the pre-fire. Great work, but Herd's great trade. And Volps levels things up. 3 versus 3 now. Rap's about to find himself immediately into an engagement, but in the meantime, I was going to say, in the meantime, everything else is falling apart elsewhere. Angel.
White, but that has not worked for them. I mean, even look where the diffuser is. All the way downstairs, and, well, Angel's able to pick up one as hers.
Window as well. So there's not really any chance here. I think this is just watching the slow death of a round. There it is.
Yeah.
Have their own crossfire now, an important one to hold on to, because although they're up to this point, the next step is actually one of the trickier ones. They've still got, okay, they have one less player. Estamos gets caught out, the smokes come through, and what an important little piece of movement here, Demon. They're just making sure they can step into places that they can try and make the actual execute awkward.
Oh, Angel. Just going to see his whole team die around him before he does get one kill back, but that's going to be a triple kill from... I just don't think Angels can cover all these angles. It's on the ENTZ to have to go for the plant. Furia are no pressure whatsoever right now in this scenario.
Ooh, well, that's not really how you want that to start. SDK. Oh, ow.
And I've completely lost control.
He's gone. Everything is...
Oh,
no, he's not. The Herds has gone. Angels gets the trade from the top. And at this point, no more push towards the side, and with a minute 10, you can see them circling and driving their way in. There's one, though. Great take right into the core of the site, and they've been able to slip their way through, but can they try and get the plant cemented? No, look up. What is going on here? This is a fight on piano. Just one against the Monty alone as everybody else is dying. What was that? Why was Monty there? Playing around the side, they know roughly where the swing could come from. The clash is as close and as personal as you like, but the Wamai does need to operate on the back of this. Why is it a 1 versus 1? What is happening? What is happening? Why? Why?
I was starting to lose it. I think I've lost it now. Really ticking down half the round. Nobody has really made any headway. They've only just started getting in towards that top floor. Oxera, though, able to pick up the first kill, as I believe that's a drop in towards Cigar Shop, and a lot of trades upstairs as the Blackbeard is inside Freezer, but has since then been dealt with, and another kill in favor of Fury, and maybe another one. No, Angels wins up against Volts, but looking at everyone else, though, from Furia, they have left the...
Up. A bit of a firing range here. Giving themselves a bit of a route in, but what do they really have to disguise their motions with other than track stingers they can throw? And oh no, they don't even have those. Nomad, 15 seconds, a 3 versus 1, and Furia more than happy to sort of sit back and put the pressure on whenever they need to. It's a juggling game here of angles, but you assume, well, whenever they start to take steps into the site or either way, that will happen. Furia, they do level.
It's... Well, where are we supposed to go? We can't go piano. The mirror windows are going to be sat ready for us. You have to try and start walking up staircases, and that's where STK is going to try and go. Player on top of the planks is going to get picked off. Laura not expecting that. Angels with another, and somehow INTZ are making steady ground, though, but here comes Furia.
The 3 versus 2. Diaz is on the ground at this point and not really in a position to be caught out, because look where Boxera is, buried right in the middle, and well, now look where Diaz is in the top right of your screen. 3 versus 2, 20 seconds though. They've got to try and put the pressure on quick, fast, and together, and that grenade just won't be enough, but the movement from Rap's will leaves just solo player inside, tucked in a very awkward position. The plant is being secured, and there it is, the final switch.
Honestly, if I see Fury and INTZ at the bottom of my bed tonight... Oh.
Well, you might see them instead already. No, Loira locks down one, tries to find the second, swinging around, and
it has not worked for him that time. STK gets picked off. So now without the sledge, you do lose a set of nades, don't forget, which would have been nice for those Goyos. And oh, down goes the Ram. So now you have no self-destruction.
Trying to fight his way out so he doesn't get caught in what is it, effectively a 2 versus 1 with the pressure coming down from Brown Stairs. But there is the support, as you said. They're trying to operate on the fact that they have an extra man, but Angels still is able to run towards one of the bubbles. The call will come out, 15 seconds. There's the last smoke canister, and they got to make this stick, but there's the route. The run and the pressure coming through from the side of the door. Arthur is just being eaten by a Maestro bubble, is able to get rid of it, locks himself in, but now they know exactly where he is. There's a trade out, and the final throws of it. It's a 2 versus 2 versus 1, as Raps is all that's left, but we instead have an overtime.
Making sure that nothing's going to catch them by surprise. as the shields now have made their way in towards that top floor, and Volps takes a lot of damage as he's hunting for a kill. He's going to find somebody in the freezer. That is a freebie for Volps. Finds a second over towards White. Stairs to C4. Oh, did he get the kill? He did. He killed Arthur. I think he tried to shoot the C4, but somehow killed the man.
He did. He'll take that, I suppose. But here is the swing round the back. Gets the down onto one. Finishes them off. There's another player swinging in on towards the new window. But now he's entirely stuck, right? He's trying to fight his way out. Gets onto one. But Boxera, in the meantime, is just securing the plant. Raps is actually going to rotate his way around, see if he can stop it, but too little, too late. And now, another 2 versus 1. Another time when a shield is part of it, and the Blackbeard is just proposed on the corner. Actually play around with the gadgetry, pick it back up. Where do you deploy it, right? Where do you sort of find yourself in? Either side of the Blackbeard, force them further and further away, and into the gun of Diaz. Furia! Slip on by. Now they've got themselves the reposition, hoping it is unknown. There's the second grenade that will just force a bit of the motion. They're going to sit and wait and try and catch them on the pullback through. Brilliantly played by Angels. And now 3 versus 5. Another grenade, another chance here for Angels to try and look out. Another bit of kill, another bit of pressure. But as Boxera goes down on the red stairs, often isolated, the flash comes out too. They're going to try and slip up in towards it and hope they could get lucky on the movement behind it. But all the time is being taken away. Herds now, the only player still standing. What is technically a 1 versus, well, 4 now. 3 now. He's getting up the player, but a post plant. Does get himself Angels on the drop as well. Almost gets Legacy 2, but no more than that. We are going all
the Deimos. I'm a little bit worried now because sometimes Furia do have the tendencies where things don't go their way to begin with. They may try and lash out and find the kills back, and things go from bad to worse, so they are going to try and start their approach, and oh dear, things went from bad to worse. It's a 1v5 before your very eyes. Diaz on the glass, all by himself, over towards Wedding. Able to find Arthur. Angels is down, but still 3 players to find. We'll spot one in behind the bakery. Look at his HP as well, not favorable for him whatsoever. I mean, Diaz, mate, take your pick. Where do you want to go?
Nowhere really to go. Legacy gets the last, and INTZ, they're able to close that
going on. But yeah, I mean, 5 and 12 for Angels. Phenomenal plays from him from all across the board. Like I said, Legacy and that big clutch that kept him alive. I mean, again, when you look at a 7-8, if Legacy doesn't win that clutch, then we'd be highlighting Furia. We'd be talking about Furia winning. Yep. So I can tell you from experience, when you win these games 7-8, these are games you don't want to have as a player. You don't like how intense and how back and forth it is, but it's so rewarding once you get over it and you get it done. But I'm sure that these guys are going to knock out the second they get to their bed.